Our students who participate in early college, when they do matriculate to that four-year university, they are well better prepared for the rigor.
Opportunities that we have for students, for example, the opportunities here today.
Hello, my name is Fantasy Carey and welcome to the Focus Show. Today my guest is Sandra Gardner, who is the founder and owner of the Bodacious Bazaar. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
Okay, so first off, what is the Bodacious Bazaar?
Bodacious Bazaar is a 3-day shopping extravaganza. And I have vendors that come from all over the country and they set up their booths and then they sell all kinds of different things.
Where did the idea come from and what did it take to get started?
Oh my goodness. You got an hour?
I have time.
I was going to a show in the center part of the state and I kept hearing people from our area, their names being called as the door prize winners. And I was wondering, why do we not have one in our area? Because what the Bodacious Bazaar does is we choose 10 nonprofits and we give them space and we donate to them. And we also have the Red Cross with us and we get blood, do a 7-day blood drive. So it's not a nonprofit. The Bodacious Bazaar is a for-profit, but we support the nonprofits. And so we started it 12 years ago. And we have been recognized by this Virginia State and given a recognition for how much we have given back to the community, because as a nurse, I believe in giving back to the community. And so that's how I started it. And so I just went in and rented the convention center and started looking for vendors. Mm-hmm.
How many times during the year does the bazaar take place?
It's twice a year. We are the second week in November always at the convention center. And then we are this year, June the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. So we're at the beginning of the summer, or the end of spring, I should say, and then the beginning of the Christmas season in November. So it's twice a year.
What other states or parts of the country do the bazaar take place?
Well, mine doesn't take place anywhere but right here in Virginia at the Hampton Convention Center. I'm a local, so I do the bazaar here. I've been asked to go and start them at other places in the country, but it's a lot of work. Yeah. Twice a year is all this old person can do.
Wow, that was great. So we will be back with Sandra Gardner talking more about the Bodacious Bazaar right after a few messages. Welcome back to the Focus Show. I am your host, Fantasy Carey, and I'm here with Sandra Gardner, who is the founder and owner of the Bodacious Bazaar. How many businesses do you estimate you have helped?
Oh goodness, how many I've helped. Well, you figure that the November show has over 300 vendors and the spring show has over 250. And so you're looking at anywhere between 500 and 600 independent businesses every year. And a lot of times I take on brand new companies that have never sold their stuff to anyone before. And it's a good place for them to get started because, you know, your family and friends will always tell you, oh, I love this. Yep. And then they get it and they're like, what do I do with it?
Right.
Right? And so I always tell them that by starting out at the bazaar, they can really see, is it something that the public and a stranger, because they will stand in front of your booth and critique what you have. Yeah. And so can you take that critiquing and criticism and whatever? And, you know, I had said earlier I'm a nurse, but I also was an artist and had done shows. So I was used to people standing in front of my booth, you know, critiquing my work. And so I always say it's a good place to get started and know whether it's something that'll sell or not.
Yeah, definitely. What type of businesses or vendors are at the bazaar?
Oh goodness, I always say it's everything from diamonds to fudge. In the fall show, we have a lot of Christmas gifts and things, you know, for anybody, all ages. The jewelry I have on, I got at the last show in November. We have fine jewelers, we have crafters, we have artists, we have food vendors. So it's a little bit of everything. Now the spring show is a little bit different because it's more people are buying for themselves and for their home. So they'll be buying, oh gosh, I have the RV dealer. I usually have an RV dealer there with their trailers. I have yard art, that kind of thing. So it's really a little bit of everything is there, a lot of fun.
I mean, that's good, that's good. How can businesses or vendors benefit from being a part of the bazaar?
Well, like I said, it gets you started. It gets your foot out there. You know, if you go to advertise your business, say you own a business and you decide you're in the area and you want to advertise it. To run an ad, you're looking big bucks. You know, even just in the newspaper, it's a little tiny ad is like $500. Whereas you can buy a booth and be there for 3 days and promote your business or promote your product. And that's, you know, 10 by 10 booth usually runs you about $560. So you've got this November over 16,000 pairs of eyes come past you. So if you can't sell it to them, good luck,
Right.
You know?
What can consumers expect to see and experience at a Bodacious Bazaar?
Well, the consumer can come out and run into their neighbors and just have a great time of fellowship. They have a fun time shopping. It's like being in a mall, except for it's little tiny. You know, it's of course the bazaar's not tiny. We had way over 300 vendors, and they filled 510 10 by 10 spaces. So it was a lot of people there, and so the consumer can usually find good buys, good prices, quality, and a lot of unique stuff, especially from the artists and the crafters, you know. And you also can come and get ideas on what you might want to do if you're going to start a business.
What type of items can consumers purchase at a Bodacious Bazaar?
Well, everything. Diamonds to fudge.
When will the next bazaar take place?
The next one is in June.
Wow.
It's June 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. It's at the Hampton Convention Center. Our hours are usually from 10 in the morning until 7 in the evenings. It's a lot of fun. You'll have a good time. You don't have to fight the weather. You can shop all day long. Sometimes I get a little complaint that they have to stand in line to get in. We're usually wrapped around the building to get in the mornings. But as I always tell everybody, you stand in line at Busch Gardens for an hour and a half to get on a 2-minute ride. You stand in our line maybe 30 minutes and you can stay all day long. And you can get tickets for the whole weekend too. So some people come the whole weekend long.
That's cool. What improvements have you thought of or have received about making the bazaar better?
Well, we did in just the past couple years, we went online ticket sales. That helped a lot, especially in those lines I was telling you about, because you used to have to line up to buy a ticket and then you had to line up to get in. And now the mistake that my online ticket people think is they think because they buy an online ticket they don't have to stand in line to get in, but they still have to stand in line to get in.
Wait, really?
Yes, they do. The door's open and you can't go ahead of anybody else just because you bought your ticket online. So that is one thing. And of course, you know, we want to expand, and the convention center has an upstairs, so my goal is to really take over the whole building. So that's a big idea, but I think we'll get there.
Definitely. Is there any other information that you would like to add?
Oh, just that, you know, we really appreciate and love the Tidewater area, because without our avid shoppers, and we call our vendors our Bobaz family, and we call our shoppers our Bobaz Nation. So our Bobaz Nation has come out and supported our Bobaz family of vendors, because some of these vendors come as far as from Indiana and Minnesota, and I have one that comes out of Louisiana that sells a great dip, and so they're coming from all over, and if they don't sell, they don't come back. So we have really appreciated the Tidewater area for supporting this idea. I always say go with your crazy ideas, because what you think might be crazy might just be what the area needs. And so our area obviously needed a Bodacious Bazaar.
Wow, that was some good advice. So I just want to say thank you so much for coming to this show. And anything else?
I want to tell you it's been a delight to talk with you, and I wish you all the luck in the future. And go with it. Never think small. Think big.
Thank you. That is all the time we have for today, guys. I would like to thank Sandra Gardner for speaking with us about the Bodacious Bazaar. I am your host, Fantasy Carey, and we will see you next time on The Focus Show. Take care.